Welcome to Lesson 6 in Unit 20, What Energy Does. Students will answer the question, what is work? In the previous lesson, students investigated how energy transfers within a system. In this lesson, students will learn about the connection between force, energy, and work. Students will analyze scenarios, predicting the amount of work done, and then discussing energy transferred. Students will come to understand that work is affected by the amount of force and the distance an object moves. Students will use a story to think about simple machines used to accomplish tasks and how they reduce the work needed to accomplish those tasks. In the Engage portion of this lesson, refer to these question prompts and have students write their ideas on Post-its, turn and talk with a partner, or record initial ideas on chart paper. Discuss student ideas about the meaning of work. Ask students to share their drawings and ideas. Hopefully, students will share out ideas of both physical work and mental work. While people might mean different things when they say they are working, there is a scientific definition of work that will be explored in this lesson. In science, work happens if a force moves an object a distance. In the Explore portion of this lesson, students will discuss different scenarios that involve work found on the Work Scenarios handout on student page 23. For each scenario, discuss what stays the same, known as a control variable, and what would be different, known as the independent variable. After each scenario, ask students who they think did more work. Students should complete the first 3 columns for each scenario. Students will then complete the 4th column, Conclusion, during the Explain portion of the lesson. The Work Scenarios handout answer key and discussion points are included in the teacher pages. Refer to this document for facilitation strategies that involve students play acting each scenario. In the Explain portion of this lesson, students will watch the NASA video, Our World, What is Work? And read What is Force, What is Work? Article from CK12. After completing the reading and watching the NASA video, students should go back to student page 23 and define work. Now that they know which variables affect work, have them explain which person actually did more work in the final column of that table. Students should recognize that the motion energy is transferred from the student to the book. To take this further, students can make the connection that the student uses chemical energy stored in their body to make their body move. Guidance can be found on the accompanying teacher pages. Next, have students turn and talk to a partner to discuss the question, how could we make it easier to do work? Then, take a few student responses. Watch the following video, Simple Machines, from PBS. Explain that simple machines are useful because they reduce the effort needed to do work. Students should identify the 6 types of simple machines found in the video: wheel and axle, lever, inclined plane, screw, pulley, and wedge. In the Elaborate portion of this lesson, each group of students should get a copy of the book, The Fort on 4th Street, a story about the 6 simple machines. Have them take turns reading about the different simple machines. There is a new simple machine described every 2 pages. As they read the book, have students record the simple machines they read about on their handout, The Fort on 4th Street. Having them complete the first 2 columns, simple machine and the job it does. Guidance for this can be found in the teacher pages. In the Evaluate portion of this lesson, students will answer the questions on Simple Machines Evaluate sheet. Discuss these answers as a class. Guidance can be found in the teacher pages. In the Optional Extend activity, a handout on teacher page 30 contains 1 advanced work scenario. Hand this out and allow students to justify their answers based on previous work. A discussion notes section is provided on the handout for students to revise their answers based on the class discussion. Teacher guidance is found on teacher page 31. By the end of this lesson, students will come to understand that work is affected by the amount of force and the distance an object moves. This lesson gives students exposure to the different type of simple machines. They will use this knowledge when they are collecting data on how simple machines reduce the force needed to move an object.